Sound check. Good morning. One, two, three. Sound check. Good morning. One, two, three. Sound check.
There's like a delay.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Okay, great. Looks good. Sound check. Good
Yeah.
morning. Yep. Great. Time to make coffee. We got this. Just check from Flora that she doesn't need anything, and let her know just we're live and just did a sound check. Oh, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? You should be able to see me and hear me. And if not, I might be on mute. Isn't it funny though? Since 2020, we all still put ourselves on mute and we're all still trying to figure out web and Zoom. It's really nice to be back with you this morning. Loads of you joined us yesterday, and it was such a great session, and we got so many good questions. We realized that we got a bunch of questions that we didn't even see, so we're going to follow up with that and get the answers to you because we have your name and the question that you asked. So probably about maybe 12 of you had additional questions about web design, and especially about our new web design offer. Yesterday's session, if you didn't register for it, was about 15 AI-powered features that I would add to my website if I started selling travel tomorrow. And so we did an email out to everyone who registered for tomorrow. You can also catch it on, I think it's Saturday morning. We're going to run it again live. So if you missed the live and you signed up for a replay, just come on Saturday. You can ask questions. And then we've extended our website offer just by a couple of days, just because people want to get some calls in with us. So that's not a problem at all. And I'll show you the website offer at the end of today. But today we're talking about something completely different. We are talking about generating leads for your travel business. I literally think this is the single hardest part about running a business, because if every business just had a consistent stream of new customers and new clients, I just feel like every other problem is solvable, because you would be bringing in loads of money, loads of bookings, loads of sales, and you could just pay for the extra help that you need, and you can pay for those extra tools that you need. I just think it is the single hardest thing that a business owner will ever do. And that's for myself included. It's not a simple task. And I am a marketer, and I've been a marketer for decades now. And the goalposts keep moving, marketing keeps changing. AI suddenly appeared out of nowhere a few years ago, and everything is harder, because not only do the tools change, the rules change, the algorithms, everything like that. I don't know, does anyone remember back in 2015 where you could post on Instagram a picture of your food and 500 people would like it and 200 people would comment on it? Those days are long gone. Even the most incredible picture for me now gets 20 or 30 likes and maybe 6 comments. If the pictures of Houston or my family, it might get 16 comments, but times are different and they keep shifting. So every time you feel like you have the marketing down, everything shifts again. And so it is really the single hardest thing you will do as a business owner. The good thing for a travel business is, though, your clients are repetitive. Your clients can come back. You can serve them multiple times. There are many types of businesses, mine included, where once we built a website for somebody, chances are we won't rebuild another website for them for a number of years. In fact, we had someone recently reach out and say that they're wanting to get a website built. We said to them, "Oh, we did yours a few years back." And she said, "Yes, you did my website in 2018. And what is it now, 2026? And this is her first rebuild since 2018. And we said, "Okay, hold on until you see the AI powered websites." And so she's going to be getting one of those. But that's so interesting that some businesses will almost never have their clients be recurring paying clients. But for you, it's a great thing that if you take care of your clients, they have a great time, very little goes wrong on their trip, especially if it's nothing to do with you, chances are they'll come back and book with you every single time. So I'd love to know if you are in the chat. Go ahead and pop in the chat where you are from today. I know Amanda is from Missouri. I'm guessing it's so cold in Missouri. Guys, it was 101 in Los Angeles last week, and we were sweating bullets. And then last night or yesterday, it was raining. And it's cold. And for us, cold is 57 today. So we're all in the winter clothes for our winter gear. Tell me where you are. Let me know. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it raining? Is it snowing where you are? You can type in the chat if you are over on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, click on the YouTube button and then it will take you straight over. You won't miss anything and you'll see the chat there. Amanda says it's 72 right now where she is. Deb's in the Bay Area. Deb, I'm guessing it's cold up there. I'm guessing we got our cold front directly from you. Okay, so we're going to jump straight in. But before we do that, let me know what you have tried in terms of bringing in new leads. I want to know what you have tried and let me know if it works or not. So maybe you've tried an expo, maybe like a wedding expo. Maybe you've tried ads. Let me know what you tried. Facebook ads, Instagram ads, maybe posting on social media is what you've tried. Let me know what it is that you've tried and how it has worked out for you. And we'll share, because I think that a lot of you have probably doing the same thing as each other. And I'm going to write down what I think the number one thing is that you're all doing. Before you start writing it. I'm going to pop that on here, but I would like to know, what have you actually tried? Whether you try, it doesn't matter if you've tried it once, if you've tried it multiple times. I went ahead and write down, it's like that, what do they call it? The mentalist or the mindset person who guesses what number you're thinking of. I've written down what I think the number one tactic is that you have tried. So Laurie says, Laurie, hi Laurie from Portugal. Laurie says, well, Laurie's not from Portugal, but she's in Portugal. Laurie says she's tried Facebook ads previously. Okay. Amanda says Facebook posts on personal page and private Facebook group. Great. Let's have a look. We've got here Facebook and Instagram ads. Okay. We've got referrals. Okay. Ads and organic posting on social media. What else have we got? Let me know what you've tried. And also if it worked out for you, if you want to share that. And it could be over the years. Like, what have you tried over the years to market your travel business? What haven't I tried? It's just time to turn it over to the pros. There you go. Honestly, it feels like that sometimes. David says, I think that's David. David says, doing Pinterest, but no results yet. Pinterest is a slow burn, my friend, but when you get it right, and not when you get it right, when you get to the point, there's a point. It's kind of like a long, long road trip. There's nothing you can do much but keep driving. You will see nothing, specifically a long road trip like from here to Vegas, but make it like 5 times longer. There is nothing to see on the drive from LA to Vegas. It is just desert. It is barren. There is nothing at all. But when you get there, bright lights. Pinterest is very much like that. We sent out a blog, probably or news, like an email and blog, maybe about a month ago, about when the tipping point actually happens in Pinterest. And there is a number. There is a number of impressions, and you probably feel like you are so far away from it, but it doesn't creep slowly. It goes really slow in the beginning, like a golf cart trying to get to 200 miles an hour. And then all of a sudden, unlike a golf cart, it just starts doubling, tripling, quadrupling in your numbers. But it definitely is a very, very slow burn. It's a very long road trip. Okay, don't quit though, David. Do not quit. I would say 90% of people quit Pinterest before the magic happens. And we'll talk more about Pinterest today. Sharon says Facebook ads, local newspapers. Oh, I'm so interested to know what specifically you did with the local newspaper. Okay, what else? Amanda said, I think my best one would have been a vendor fair or craft fair sharing booth with my mom. I love that. Rick says social media posts and using the Travel Leaders Network agent finder. Okay. David says use Travel Leaders Network engagement direct mail too. John says, I did many chat years ago and I think it was my best results. But of course, if you don't stay with it, it changes and you no longer know it. That's what I was saying when I opened at the beginning. Just when you feel like you've learned something, unless you stick with it, you'll come back and she looks completely different and works differently. Okay, referrals, need help guiding ads or posting on different social channels. So many options and so confusing. That happens when you step out of the social game. I think a lot of you will remember we stopped posting on social. Was it 22 or 23? I think it was 2023. It's now in April of 23. We stopped posting on social for our business. Part of me wants to fire it back up and give it a shot and see what's different. And part of me thinks, oh gosh, girl, you're so behind. So I'm doing a lot of reading and a lot of looking into it and what I would do differently if I was to restart that as well. Someone says, I have a lovely website in a weekend, but zero traffic results. Yes, your website is never, ever, ever going to bring you traffic with the exception of SEO and chat results. But that's not enough to live on. That's like living on just water with no food. Promotion and marketing and generating traffic is 100%. A lot of people go wrong there. They have incredible websites, but they're not doing anything at all. Not to say you're not, David, but they're not doing anything at all to drive traffic to it. Have also auto posted for travel offers on Facebook as well. Amy, good morning, Amy. Amy says, my best marketing was in-person events and festivals. Amy, I hear that so often. And I have to tell you, I think that that's one of our number one, I know for a fact that in-person events are in our top 3 things that we have done in the last 8 years. I have one of my closest friends on the planet is a travel advisor, and she goes to networking events. We'll talk about that because I'm going to talk about her and what she's doing. And it is her hands down number 1 driver of referrals and bookings and very quick turnaround leads, like traveling quick, book now kind of thing, which, as you know, means revenue now. With newspaper ads, I would put in my business cards. Nothing has worked for me. Newspaper ads are a little tough. We'll talk about that too. David says our actual business source is 99.5% referral. I love that. So I'm going to make a couple of suggestions for you as we go. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share my screen with you. Thank you all for that feedback. That really helps a lot as well. And then I'm pretty sure that we've probably got some more coming in, and that's okay too. I'm going to share my screen with you, and you should see on your screen the travel agency marketing ecosystem. Is that what you can see on your screen? Yep. Okay. Anthony's over at the dining table doing a check for me because, as you know, sometimes I like to, there you go. Sometimes I like to say, you should see this. And then I keep talking and you all start shouting at me in the comments saying, we can't see what you're seeing. So he's going to throw things at me when I do that. So right now you should see the travel agent marketing ecosystem. And this is actually where we're going to spend our time together this morning because we're going to go through a list of the lead generators. Okay. We're going to go through a list of the lead generators. And we're going to have a look at them, the pros and cons of them, how they work, who they're good for, who they're not good for. And what I want you to do is to take notes, and then also during each tactic, write down if this is a tactic that is for you or not for you. And then also write down if you write down if it's for you or not for you. So we'll go through them one at a time. Okay, so I am in here now. I'm going to pop over onto my screen. I cannot see your responses right now, but that's okay. You know what I'm going to do? Let me quickly open my iPad. Anthony, you want to help me with this? Open my iPad and take me to the event page, and then that way I can watch everybody's, make sure I'm on mute, and then I can watch everybody's comments come through. We turned the sound up. I was watching Love is Blind Sweden last night, so we don't need that to start playing. And that's only because I've exhausted all other Love is Blinds. Oh, I'm going to read this last quick comment here. Sharon says, my new boyfriend just posted an ad on his LinkedIn page. He has 15,740 followers, so fingers crossed. I hope that both of these things work out, Sharon, the new boyfriend and the ad on LinkedIn. I think that that's a really clever idea. Make sure that you have a way to measure it. The good thing with ads is you'll often have a way to measure it because it's the number of clicks, the type of people who click. Make sure that you have a great call to action as well for them to come over and, take a quiz on your website or check out a specific something on your website. It's always good to have a strong call to action. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the lead generating tactics this morning, and we're going to work through them one at a time. So I am inside right now of mytame.com. TAME stands for Travel Agency Marketing Ecosystem. We have two websites, the travel marketing and media.com website, and then this one here. And this is our AI generated website. We are implementing an AI coach on there today, like a Q&A kind of thing. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. And this is a really great place to come. If you haven't done our free coaching series, I'll just show you this while I'm here. Scroll down to free coaching right here. Scroll down to this bit right here. Click on free coaching. There is an incredible free coaching program in here, and you click on each one. It's 10 segments or 10 little mini sessions. You can do the whole thing in 3 hours. For some of you, I'm going to say that you absolutely have to be here. You'll need to log in and create a free account, but guess what? You can listen to it right here.
Hey there. Welcome to session 1. I'm Kayla, your guide for this session of.
So there you go. You can listen to it or you can read it. And so I think that's really cool. You can go for a walk and do it. And then there's some activities at the bottom. Usually it's 3 questions. The first one is 4 questions, but then you also get immediate coach feedback. The coach, her name is San, and I programmed her. So she thinks like me, speaks like me, and advises like I do. And you can just work through each of those sessions just there. So I definitely recommend that you do that. If you want to do that right after this session, it's 100% free. I started putting in the audio, and I'm still putting in a few audio guides in there. So I think the first few have audio, but you can read after that. So we're going to go into the dashboard. If you have access to TAME, then this is all available to you. If you don't, then it's very easy. You can sign up on the website. If you are an All Access Pass member and you have not yet moved to TAME, the move costs nothing. It is free for you to have access to TAME. Please reach out to us. We would love to be able to help you, or put a note in the comments and say, I need help, and we will message you. So that is if you currently have an active All Access Pass and you have not been moved over to TAME, let us know, because it's free and we want you to have access to all of this stuff in here. All of this stuff here is available to you, the entire menu over here and all of the stuff, all the features, if you have All Access Pass. So just so that you know, we have we need to pretend that I've gone in and I've put in the commission I want to make, the preferred suppliers I want to see, and we're now at the stage where we're building out a marketing funnel, and this is where we are going to work today. I'll show you this really quickly just so you have some context. I was going to say perspective. The word is context. But say, for example, you want to make $175,000 in commission this year. Maybe you do river cruise bookings, and so your average for a couple with commission is $2,700, including your commission from all the different elements. Maybe you're independent, so you get 100% commission. Maybe you get 80% at your host agency. You can override it per supplier, the percentage there, and it's telling you that you'll need 82 bookings for the year. And then you go in and you get to put in all of your preferred suppliers. Now, this is not just like random suppliers. These are the ones you really want to focus on. So here, for example, you'll see AMA Waterways. Maybe your commission with them is 20% and your split is, let's adjust that because you're not independent. We put in there, maybe you get 75% of that particular supplier. The average amount of booking of your bookings is $7,500. And let's just say you want to make $63,000 of your commission in river cruise bookings. And you're going to focus on the Danube, the Rhine, the Nile, and let's add in the Douro and the Mekong. Those are the areas in those rivers just there. Ourselves, if you need more product trading or more marketing collateral, and then save. And then you can go through and you can add in here anything in terms of ocean cruise lines, river cruise, hotels and resorts, tour operators, DMCs can go in here, travel insurance, all of that kind of stuff, all your planning fees and everything. So you would fill all of this in. Just cancel out of there. And the reason I'm showing you this is because that then leads you to this space where we're going to work today. You don't have to have TAME in order to be able to do what we're going to do today, because we're just talking about the top of funnel and the lead. So what I want to show you is 3 different funnel levels. If you've been with me for a long time, you already know this. So you can take a stretch right now and have a sip of coffee. But if you need a refresh, your top of funnel activity. These are the tactics, the activities that you do. So tactics, just to be clear, are the activities. So they're like the exercises that you choose to do in order to improve your health. So it might be walking for 30 minutes a day. It might be doing weights in the gym. It could be what else? A Pilates class. They might be the 3 things that you do to improve your health. And then it could be adjusting your food. Maybe you're going to cut out red meat and dairy. Okay. And then you're going to get your blood labs drawn every year and maybe do a body scan. All of those things are tactics. How you do each tactic, there'll be a strategy behind that. So the strategy that you have behind doing weights is about saying, well, which muscle groups do I want to work on, and how many sets am I going to do? How many reps of each one? How am I going to learn how to do that? How often am I going to do it? How am I going to measure if the weights is working? That kind of thing. What you can't do is measure your entire health journey by jumping on a set of scales. So you're going to need for each tactic, whether it's walking every day, being in the gym to do weights, changing up your food, you're going to need to be able to measure each tactic. So if you wanted to measure if walking every day was improving your health, there are lots of different ways that you could measure that. Perhaps you might walk exactly the same track and you might see if you improve over time, how quickly you can walk that. That's a very black and white, love that way to be able to measure it. We have a walking track that we do out here. It's 3.4 miles in our neighborhood. We used to do it when we were really out of shape in an hour and a half, but then we found ourselves doing it in an hour and 10 minutes. That tells you that we were getting better at it. That is a black and white way to measure it. If we'd have stuck with that track, we moved to a different home in the neighborhood, but if we'd have stuck to that track, we would have gotten better and better and better at it. Now, there's other things that you can measure, which is kind of feelings based. You can still use those. Those are still valid. So they might be things like, am I less out of breath? Is it easier for me? Do I take longer to recover? Is my recovery window shorter? So all of the tactics that you would implement to improve your health is no different to the tactics that you need to open the top of your funnel. And opening the top of your funnel is generating leads. Okay? So all of the tactics that we're going to look at are going to be today in the top of funnel. We're not going to touch the middle of funnel or the bottom of funnel because you're here because you want to learn about generating leads. So I have 13 tactics in here. We're going to do as many as we can. And if you have access to TAME, you can come in here and you will see absolutely everything in here and be able to read about everything in here. So the first thing that I want to show you is that we have 4 different categories in here that we've kind of put all the tactics into. The first one is search-based. The next one is paid advertising. The next one is outreach and networking. And the last one is referral-based. So I think it was David said 99.5% of his bookings come from referrals. There are 2 tactics here that he can implement that would even strengthen his referral network. if he hasn't already done these. And of course, you would combine that possibly with outreach and networking tactics, because the bigger his circle becomes, the bigger his network becomes, the more people he would have referring. I would never want to change David's tactic that is working, which is referral based, to something completely different. What we want to do is layer in more things. Now, the more tactics that you have in top of funnel, the stronger your marketing is and the more leads you are going to generate. I'll say that again. The more tactics that you have in play, the more leads you will generate. If you do one thing, if you pick Pinterest, one thing, and you stick with that, Pinterest has a very, very slow burn. Pays off when it starts working, when you start getting leads, but it has a very slow burn. And in the meantime, you're just sat there waiting on it. So what you'll want to do is to set up and activate one tactic at a time, just to keep focused. And once you've got one up and running, then do the next one, then do the next one, then do the next one. And the idea is that you would have up to 15 different top of funnel tactics running at once. Now, some of these are free, some of them are paid, some of them you'll need help with, some of them you can do right away. Some of them, especially in the outreach and networking, are your worst nightmare, but they're the most impactful. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on them each one at a time. So let me go in and, at the top here, if you want to learn about funnels, we've got a really good summary up here. And I just want to talk to you about the balance philosophy. So lots of travel advisors and travel agents make one of two mistakes. They're either too narrow, so they're relying on just one or two channels, which means if one stops working, even if it was highly successful, like David's referrals, any kind of pause, your entire lead flow could disappear overnight. If it's too wide, so you have 15 things going, but you're not measuring them and tweaking them and improving them, that's going to lead to burnout and probably mediocre results across the board. So the sweet spot is to choose 2 to 4 tactics that fit your time, your budget, and your personality, and diversify enough to stay protected, but focused enough to do them well. And then as you figure out what's working for you, you might say, well, I tried 4 things. These 2 things are working. Slowly, but they're working. So let me try 2 different things for the things that weren't working. If you're starting from scratch, you always, with your marketing, if you're starting from scratch, you should always begin with your top of funnel. You should not care about your middle and especially the bottom of funnel without focusing on the top. Until you have a lot of traffic coming in, until you have a lot of leads, top of funnel should be the only thing in your business you focus on. It's really interesting though, because what most people judge the top of funnel on is how many bookings you're getting. Right? Well, I'm doing all these top of funnel tactics, but I'm not getting bookings. Top of funnel does not equal bookings. If you are pinning on Pinterest, it doesn't equal bookings. Top of funnel means people coming to you, finding out about you who had never heard about you before. They then move into the middle of funnel and then they move into the bottom of funnel. So we're really focused when it comes to lead generation on getting everybody first to find out about your business. Now, if you've got time, you can also read down and learn about each of the different strategies in here. One thing that I want to show you, and it's in the middle, this is the only time we're going to talk about middle of funnel today, is posting on social media. Now, early on, I wrote down in my magic trick, the one thing that I felt like you were all doing that was probably the most popular thing that you were doing. Dun, dun, dun. This is what I felt like you would all be doing, posting on social media. And I wrote that down, remember, before you started typing up your answers. There is nothing wrong with posting on social media. And just because I haven't been doing it for the last 3 years doesn't mean that it's not going to work. But let's have a look at what this is saying right here. Social media is algorithm based and unreliable for reaching new audiences. It is best for nurturing people who already follow you. So anything that is algorithm based often fits in the middle of funnel more so than the top of funnel. Not everything. So Pinterest doesn't, because Pinterest is like traffic generating, traffic driving, because of the way that it's set up, because of the purpose of it. It's for people to find what they're looking for and go there. But social media, my friends, social media is 100% algorithm based. It's dependent on how many followers you have. It's dependent on the percentage of people that follow your content and the percentage that the platforms will show, and also dependent your success on whether or not you're paying them for ads as well. So social media posting is important. I'll never tell you to stop, but it is a middle of funnel tactic. So keep doing it, but know that it's a middle of funnel tactic, okay? A few people saying that they can't log in. I would love to be able to help you. You should not be stuck. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 people stuck. So Flora, Anthony, just let me know that Flora sees this message. Flora, will you make a list of the names of the people on here in the chat who need help to be able to log in? We would love to get you logged in today so that you can access this. All right, so let me head back to all of their names are in the chat, just in there. So not a problem at all. We can absolutely help people to get logged in. If you're an All Access Pass member, you're going to have free access to Tame included. If you're not, then you would need to be able to see this. You would need to sign up for it. Okay, so you can learn about funnels there. Let's get into these different funnels here. We're going to start with the search-based. Now, I've just grouped them to make it a little bit easier for you. So let's click here. We've got 4 search-based tactics. So what I want you to do is to write them down after we learn about them and decide for yourself, you know what, that's something that I'm going to jump into. That's something that I'm going to look at implementing. If you have Tame, Tame will tell you exactly what to do and how to do it to set it up, like click here, click here, click here, that kind of level. And it will help you all the way through and create your content for you. And if you don't, just write these down and use ChatGPT to get a checklist of how to set these up. So first we're going to talk about Pinterest. So we'll click on Pinterest just here. And I want to show you, I'm just going to take myself off the screen so that you can see a little bit better. There we go. Okay, perfect. In the right-hand column there, we have everything pulled up on the screen. Great. So Pinterest, for example, if you're interested in Pinterest, here's a few things to know. Pinterest is beginner friendly. Pinterest will show your brand to people who have never heard about it before. Pinterest probably is going to take you around 6 hours a week. Okay, but there are some fast track methods. For example, you can use Pin Studio, you can outsource, you can use a combination of 4 or 5 different AI platforms to get it done. There's lots of ways that you could fast track that. Like creating graphics doesn't have to be done in Canva one at a time. There are platforms out there that create multiple graphics at one time. So why Pinterest works? Pinterest is a search engine disguised as a social platform. People actively search best hotels in Santorini, Italy packing list, things to do in Egypt, Sri Lanka with kids. What I want you to do is to make a note to go into your Pinterest account and search for something. Search for anything. It could be DIY kitchen cabinets. It could be spring vegetable gardens, whatever it is that you want to search for. It could be something travel related. And then I want you to make sure that you have notifications turned on from Pinterest, that you get emails from Pinterest, and start to see how Pinterest will start putting that content in front of you. And that's content that people have created and put on Pinterest. It is absolutely the best platform for putting brands, putting products, putting services in front of clients. And we are doing a Pinterest workshop. I think it's tomorrow. So if you want to learn about Pinterest, come tomorrow. Okay. But unlike Instagram, Pinterest rewards helpful content, not entertainment. Okay. So the pros of Pinterest are that it's search-based. People can find you when they're in the active planning stage or about to plan. The content has a very long lifespan. My best pins are 4 years old. It continues to drive traffic for me, pins that I made 4 years ago. It drives actual traffic to your website. Unlike social media, who wants you to stay on social media, check out the Netflix documentary, what was it called? The social dilemma. Pinterest is very different to Meta platforms or TikTok or anything like that. They want you to stay on the platform. Pinterest actually want people to click off of Pinterest because they know you'll come back. They know they'll keep you, but they want you to find what you're looking for. So that's really good because it actually does drive traffic to your website. Once you get to a certain number of monthly impressions, you'll start to see the clicks through to your website. It's less competitive than Google for travel keywords, and users are in planning and buying mode. People don't go to Pinterest unless they're already trying to get ideas because they want to do something. People don't just go to Pinterest like it's Netflix and just randomly scroll. And if they do, they're always the buying type or the planning type. Here are the cons with Pinterest. Pinterest requires consistent pinning, literally 8 to 10 pins a day, 6 pins a day is where you've got to start. We pin 10 times per day, and it takes traction. It takes 3 to 6 months to start seeing your impressions go up. And honestly, I sent out a blog, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but we'll pull it up in the Pinterest masterclass tomorrow. There is a number where once you hit this amount of impressions, that's when the clicks start to increase even more. The more impressions, the more times that people see your pins, the more clicks you get. But it doesn't happen in the early numbers. It happens when you get up in the higher numbers. So for that reason, a lot of people say, oh, Pinterest is not for me because I need to put in a solid year, for example. Once you get to where you're going, though, once you hit those numbers, it might be a year in or 2 years in, there's no turning back. It will continue to bring you results. You need to create vertical graphics regularly. That's a con. And analytics can be a little bit hard to read when you're still getting used to it. But most importantly, Pinterest requires patience. So the results are slow, but they absolutely, like a mortgage, compound over time. Okay. The further you get into your mortgage, the more interest you paid. The further you get into your Pinterest journey, 2, 3, 4 years in, the results absolutely compound. So a little bit about the skills you need, depending on how you approach it. You may need to create your own graphics, or you might choose to use a platform that creates it for you. There's definitely a learning curve with Pinterest, but once I think that you've got your head wrapped around what people want to see, it's brilliant. Now, Pinterest is best for advisors who want leads or traffic or impressions while they sleep. Again, remember, it takes time to get to that. Those with a blog or a website, if you don't have a blog or a website, Pinterest is not for you. Destination specialists, really great, or any kind of travel business that has a strong and clear niche. Long-term thinkers who understand about compounding marketing. It's not good for advisors or agents who need leads this month, or even in the next 3 months or 6 months. That's not good for you because it takes some time. It's a slow cooker. Those without a website or lead magnet or any kind of blog, and anyone really willing to commit for a good 6 to 12 months. This is marriage material. You're in it for the long haul. Okay, so that's one tactic there. If you're in Tame, I'll just mention in here that you can add all of these tactics to your task list, and what you end up with is a giant big task list and a how-to on how to do these tasks. So we'll close Pinterest. We'll move along to the next one. A YouTube channel. Now, we're currently doing Pinterest. We are not currently doing a YouTube channel, which is just not one tactic that we selected. So let's have a look at YouTube channels and whether or not they're good for your business or not as a lead generator. So YouTube channel involves creating long form content that establishes expertise and appears in search results. It is a more advanced tactic because it takes a minute to figure out how to set up your YouTube channel, even little things like how to set up your thumbnail, the settings in your channel. I would say the hardest thing is not the actual platform itself, but it's the consistency for videos. I am a television news contributor, morning show news contributor, a host, I have my own show, and I still am unable to commit to doing regular short videos for YouTube. I wish it was different, but it's just not something in my lifestyle, my current day-to-day that I can commit to. So it definitely requires commitment. It is the second largest search engine in the world. And when someone searches best results in the Maldives or best river cruise line, or is a travel agent worth using, a travel advisor worth using, your video can rank for years. Unlike social media, it truly is a place of discovery. So the pros and cons, that videos rank for years, which is great. They build very deep trust because people get to hear you and see your expertise. It really establishes you as an expert. You can repurpose long videos into short clips. AI can cut them up for you automatically and do that. And leads come pre-warmed because they've watched your content. The cons, like I said, are high time investment per video, steep learning curve for editing, and you need some decent equipment. Now, that being said, decent equipment could just be your phone, and decent lighting could be sitting in front of a window. You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money. If you are a comfortable talker, if you're a chatty Cathy, this might be something that you think about. There is a travel advisor in our community from Canada who did some videos that were incredible about 3 years ago, Kofo. And they're amazing videos, amazing videos. And I'd love to know now, this 3 years on, she only did them back then. She doesn't do them now, I don't think. But I'd love to know, like, I see her views. She's had like 12,000 views, 20,000 views on some of her videos. I think she has a series of 6. You also don't have to think of this as a long-term forever. Maybe you'll just create a series. Maybe you'll do an episode on each river, for example, or on each Caribbean island or each European destination. So you do have to be a chatty Cathy. You do have to be comfortable talking to a screen. It might be as simple as on your computer. The cameras are much better now. You can set that up in front of natural light. I'm not on a camera right now. I'm literally just on my MacBook. Okay, it's not something that you can easily outsource in terms of the video creation, but you can with the editing, and you can do that on Fiverr. So easily you can get your videos edited on Fiverr. You can even download apps from the App Store that will now edit your videos for you. They'll put closed captions on there. They'll put graphics on there. You can even, excuse me. Oh, can you please open my little pouch over there? And the red thing that I need is in there. One of them. I'm good. I'm still here. You can't see me, but I'm still here. You can absolutely use an editor to help you with your videos, but you can also use an app. And it makes video production so much easier. And also, your videos don't have to be very long. Your videos literally can be short videos, and YouTube loves a good short video these days. Okay, so next, actually, I think it's in the bag itself. Next, we're going to have a look at here. And then if you want to do YouTube, you would literally, if you're in Tame, just go through and add YouTube, all of these tasks. Tame breaks everything down into 15-minute tasks. I don't think we have a couple of 20-minute, but our new system, we're updating that you will never have more than 20-minute task. Just excuse me, everybody, for 5 seconds. If you know that sound, you'll know that's an inhaler sound. So my asthma has been playing up a little bit lately, but I am good. Okay, thank you for that. We are breaking up these tasks into shorter than 20-minute tasks. So 10-minute, 15-minute tasks. And it really is just a matter of working through the tasks one at a time. If you don't have Tame, you can still use chat. You can say, I am a travel advisor. I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to focus on shorts, 5-minute or less videos, 2-minute or less videos. Give me a step-by-step checklist on how to set everything up from beginning to end. Some tasks are one-time setup and some are recurring. Okay, let's have a look now at local SEO and business. One thing that I am going to add to here is GEO, and that's generative engine optimization. That's showing up in ChatGPT and Claude. I love that I went to ChatGPT about 3 months ago, and I typed in, I wanted to check something for Armenia. And it was just a friend of mine had been asking, one of the school moms had been asking about Armenia. So I went to chat and quickly looked something up. I was standing at the school, and she asked me, and I was embarrassed. I couldn't think of the answer right in my head. And I must have typed in something like, what is the capital of Armenia? Or what's the flying time from Los Angeles to Armenia? And can you fly direct? I quickly typed it into chat because the answer just didn't come to me naturally. Bonus points if you know the capital of Armenia without looking it up. And it's a good Jeopardy question, right? Do you know what happened? The Authentic Escapes TV website, our website came up in ChatGPT because we have a destination guide on it that we built. So I thought that was pretty cool. So not just SEO, but people are really focused on GEO. If your website is not currently configured to show up in chat engines, there is an action that you have to take. Unfortunately, I wish, my friends, that you could just toggle it on. It's not. You actually have to go into each of your pages and each of your blogs and do something. If you're having a brand new website built out, for the love of all things marketing, make sure that your developer knows exactly how to build for AI. Less people are going to Google now than going to ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity or something like that to look up their task. So you want to make sure that it's switched on for GEO. That's super important. So local SEO and Google business, I still do believe that there is validity in having a Google business profile, okay? I don't know that I would be so focused on SEO anymore. I would be more focused on engine optimizer, search engine, AI, showing up in AI. And I guess it depends on you. Actually, let me know in the chat. Do you go to, when you need to look something up, who is still going to Google and who is still going to Google and who is going to ChatGPT or Claude? Where are you going when you need to look things up? Let me know in the chat. I'm so curious where people are going. Amanda, it absolutely is all the allergies that don't help that little asthma issue of mine. I purchased All Access yesterday. Shouldn't I be able to log into Tame? Yes. I'm wondering if you can't, we're going to help you. Flora already knows to help you, Sharon, so she's going to be reaching out to you. Okay. Google, Claude, Perplexity. Some people are going straight to Google. Depends what I'm looking up. If it's places, I go to Google. If it's info on a subject, Claude or Perplexity. Chatburst, Google once in a while. It's so interesting. So most people are going to AI, some things to Google. There you go. So it's interesting. I think when it comes to people looking up travel and planning vacations, that the vast majority of people are not going to Google, because Google is going to give you back a website. It's not going to give you an answer, right? Yesterday, we talked about that in the AI-powered features that you would add to a website, that I would add to a website if I was starting to sell travel tomorrow. And that includes, like me, if I was building your website, the first thing that I'm going to add is a chat, like a AI function where people can search on your website and get answers that still lead to them booking with you. So yeah, so interesting. But anyway, let's get back onto, I would focus less on SEO and I would be looking at generative AI. If you have a host agency website, reach out to your host agency and ask them, what are you doing to help our websites get seen in AI? It's super critical, because I will tell you the vast majority of travelers are going to AI to search, not to Google. They're not looking for a website, they're looking for answers, okay? This is something your website developer or your host agency or whoever built your website should be able to do for you. All right. Next on the list, and then a lot of it's one-time setup, but then it's recurring. If you have a website, there's going to be a lot of back work that needs to be done if it wasn't done when your website was built, which for the majority of you, it won't be. All right, blog and SEO content. This is a really, really good one. And I think that this has really helped. I know for a fact that this has really helped us in our businesses, in Authentic Escapes, Travel Marketing and Media, Tame, Pin Studio. This has really helped us, making sure that we've got solid blog content. Not only does it feed into the fact that it makes Pinterest a lot easier, but it also helps to establish credibility. We have another marketing agency, some of you know because you've referred your friends there, non-travel friends. I thank you for that. Los Angeles Marketing and Media. The website's losangelesmarketingandmedia.com, and literally had someone yesterday say, oh, I read your blog on XYZ and I'd never really thought of it that way. It made me realize that I might need to switch up what I'm doing for my marketing. Can we have a chat? I have another company that is a local cafe. They're a client of ours. They're on a marketing program, marketing plan, so like a retainer every month for us to help them with marketing. And they spent an hour reading our blog before they asked if they could work with us. So your blog doesn't just feed as a driving of traffic, it also works as a middle of funnel tactic as well. Setting up a really strong blog on your website only has to be done once, right? But adding new blogs needs to be done frequently. What you don't want to do is dump 20 blogs and then not put anything for a long time. So if you have the ability on your website to be able to schedule blogs, Google very much rewards consistent new blogs. So if you can generate 20 blogs, whether you're using Tame or you have blogs already from your old website, if you can generate 20 new blogs, put them so that a fresh blog shows up every single week. I guarantee you it will help you with your SEO results. Okay, so let's scroll down and have a look at some more tactics in here. Paid advertising. So we honestly haven't run this for a minute. It's been probably about 2 years since we've done paid ads, but let me tell you the ad that worked gangbusters for us. That is definitely the ad that we are going to go back to, because we're about to start running ads again. We're only doing a very small budget. We're doing a budget of $300 a month. That is all we are doing, $300 a month. And you might want to write this down. This is the ad that worked brilliantly. We have spent tens of thousands of dollars on ads and things haven't worked, but this one ad worked brilliantly. We did a video and then ran ads for people to watch that video. So it was a live. I remember we did 2 specifically that were incredible, but we ran this 20 times and it worked every single time. And what we did was we would do a live on Facebook and we would jump on and talk about something. Now, you know me, the master classes, they're probably half an hour to an hour, but you don't have to have it that long. It could literally just be a 3-minute video where you explain the difference between ocean cruising and river cruising. Totally okay if you've got your phone in front of you and you've got, here are 8 differences. You go to the All Access Pass or Entertain, go into ChatGPT, write your own, but regardless, 8 differences between ocean cruising and river cruising. You do it as a live. And then you run an ad to that live. Do you know how much the views were costing us? Write this down. They were costing us 1 cent per view. And that was only 2 years ago, 1 cent per view. So what we said in our first test is show this ad to everyone who follows us. That was a great first test because it was literally people would be scrolling and then they would see an ad. They would see my face and be like, oh, there's Sandra. What's this? So it allowed us to be able to get on a live where maybe, I don't know, 30 people might have shown up live to see it. And it doesn't matter if it's 3 people or 30 people, you perform like you're in front of a whole stadium. The replays through the ads or the plays through the ads were getting us 12,000. We have one that was 30,000 and we paid 1 cent per view. I remember when I interviewed Joseph from the Antigua Barbados Tourism Board, 30,000 views. I don't even know what it's up to now. And once we started combining the paid ads, then we got a lot more organic reach as well. And if you're smart about it and strategic about it, you can ask people, if you want to receive a free destination guide, send us a DM for this destination. If you want me to send you a summary of everything I've spoken about, put a summary in the chat, those kinds of things, like what David was talking about ManyChat. I absolutely recommend looking at running ads, Instagram ads or Facebook ads for video views to your existing followers. Then what we did is the video views to our existing followers. We then said to Facebook, now let's do a second campaign. Don't change the first one. Let's do a second campaign where you find more viewers who you think would like this video based on all the people who just watched it. And that worked incredibly. The most we ever paid was 2 cents per video view. Now that might've gone up a little bit now, but it is one of the cheapest, most impactful and effective ways to be able to run ads. So if you're gonna run ads, I don't think an image carousel or any kind of like images are going to run as powerfully or as impactfully. But if you can create short videos, I'm gonna do a test today, actually. I'm gonna run an ad today. I'm going to make a quick video and I'm going to run an ad, then this is one of the best ones. So I think that this is a great strategy for you. If you're in Tame, you can just go in and you can click add down here. It will tell you all the individual tasks that you need to do. Now, if you're panicking and you're like, I don't know how to do that task, Sandra, that like, oh, okay, Metapixel, what? Metapixel, huh? Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'll show you if you have Tame how to actually figure out how to actually do something. Okay. So scrolling down a little bit more, you've got Google Ads. Now I have never run Google Ads, but we do have some clients that run Google Ads. To me, this is something that I would go and seek an expert in. I would not do this yourself unless you have time and money to burn, but because you're with me, you probably don't have time and money to burn. You're here to learn. So if you want to, I would still, if you're in Tame, go through, and if you're not in Tame, go into Chat or Perplexity and say, give me a beginner's guide breakdown, like I'm a 15-year-old, that what Google Ads is, how it works, and things that I need to know. Learn that before you hire an expert so that you know what to ask. We are thinking of running ads. We actually found an ad agency. Well, we're not thinking about it. We found an ad agency. We're going to start working with them very soon. And they are going to be running ads for Authentic Escapes TV website. Now, they are placing ads all over the internet, not social media. They don't do social and they don't do search engines like Google, but there are so many more places that they can put ads around the world. We could never do this ourselves, but we are for sure asking lots of questions and then going to Chat and learning like, oh, what is an airport placement ad, or what is it this ad, or what is it that ad? You would be surprised how affordable it is to run TV ads now on streaming. You can literally run TV ads for a couple of $100s. But that being said, there's a lot of research that goes into making sure that you pick the right company to do it, that you're advertising in the right neighborhood. I remember once we were in the living room watching TV and an ad came up for the new grocery store. It was like a bargain warehouse or something, grocery store. And it was opening across the street from us. And it came up on our TV. And Anthony said, "Oh, wow. They're specifically talking about the store opening across the street." And it felt so weird to us because you're used to seeing ads on a national level, right? Or at least on a state level. You never consider that you would see an ad just on your neighborhood, on television. And it was on like ABC or something like that. It wasn't some random like small network that no one's heard of. I think it was ABC7 or something. We're watching the news, and so it came up in the news ad break. And so now the TV advertising is not tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands. It's hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars. So when the time comes that you feel like, you know what, I've got a great opportunity here that I can invest in it, know that there's really good things that you can do when it comes to ads on television and on Google Ads as well. I want to pop down to the outreach and networking here, because this to me is the gold of lead generation. I told you before about my good friend, we'll call her M. She's a travel advisor. She has been for maybe 15, 20 years. She said to me, I think it was last year, beginning of last year, might have been at the end of the year before. And she said, "San, I'm going to go to networking events." And I said, "Oh, good luck with that. Let me know how it works out." My worst nightmare is showing up in a room full of people that I don't know. I can talk to a screen, I can talk to a lens, but I can talk on a stage, but I have a really hard time walking into a room of people that I don't know, telling them about my business. She lives in Jacksonville. She looked up all of the Chamber of Commerce events. She looked up all of the small business networking events. She looked up the meetup groups. She looked up the local communities of business owners. And she literally went to, are you ready? Don't fall off your chair. One event every week. Every single week. She had to get dressed, like in real clothes, like outside the house clothes, brush her teeth, wash her face, fix her hair, and go with business cards in hand. If you don't have, I literally have business cards sitting on my counter right now, because this is now our life, that I go to networking events. I go to events. I am so uncomfortable. I went to one last Sunday and literally sat in my car for 15 minutes, working up the courage to go in, because I didn't know, I knew one person from school, one of the school moms was going to be there, but I didn't know anyone else. And it's my worst nightmare. But it's also the biggest blessing, because I made so many new connections, gave out business cards to people who asked for them, to people who didn't ask for them. And it was a really, really brilliant experience. And then I had follow-up that I had to do afterwards, which is what you want. So if in-person networking events is not on your list, can you please put that on your list? If it is your worst nightmare, put it on your list, because you technically can do it. It's a choice that you're not doing it. And even if you're living in a foreign country, even if you are living somewhere where you don't speak the language, there are always people just like you, okay? I would 100% put that on your list. If you're in Tame, go in and add all of these tasks to your checklist. And then when it's time to start your next best action, it will tell you what to do for each one. I think that that's one of the most powerful ones. It's a free thing. It's the number one thing that I would be doing of everything here. It is the number one tactic that I would be implementing. You can also check out host webinars and virtual events when you come in here as well. Those are a little bit harder because you've got to have either the cash to do them or the relationships to be able to get on them. I was announced yesterday, confirmed yesterday, not announced yet, but confirmed yesterday as a speaker for Host Agency Reviews for Tech Week coming up in June. I'll be doing a demo on Tame and maybe Pin Studio, but I'll be doing a demo on Tame for sure. And I'll also be sitting on a panel. You have to put yourself out there, but do you know how I got that? I literally sent an email last week to Stephanie, and Stephanie's the new manager of Tame jumped in and responded to my email. She said, if you want to have a chat, there's a link in my email signature. She didn't even really do a lot for me. She just said, you have to go click on there, set up a meeting. She didn't say, why don't we have a meeting? She just said, if you want to meet, there's a link in my signature. I clicked the link. I made a meeting for the next day. That was yesterday. We met at 11. We'd never met before. For me, it was super uncomfortable because it was a new person, and that's always nerve-wracking for me. And she was amazing. She was so nice. She was so interested in me. I was so interested in her. We just had a simple chat. We both had a coffee, actually. And we chatted for 45 minutes. And by the end, she said, I want to book you on this date and this date. I want you to do this demo, do this, and have this. Now, host agency review is not new to me. We've done something before, but I wouldn't say we had a close relationship. It just required me to reach out. So maybe you're reaching out to a community group. Maybe you're reaching out to a cycling group. But do you know what you're not getting? You're not getting anything if you don't reach out. I sent an email, I got a response, I booked a meeting, I told her what I was doing, and an opportunity opened. Doors don't open unless you turn the handle and swing. It needs little action. Small hinges swing big doors. But this would be the second thing that I would do. I would do networking events and I would find collaborative partnerships. Okay. You don't have to be into cycling. Anthony and I would love to do a river cruise for a river cruise group for pickleball players in Europe. He does play pickleball. He plays competitive pickleball, but he wouldn't need to. We literally went to a pickleball tournament one day and Houston was watching his daddy play, making videos. And I walked over to the organizer and said, hi, my husband and I would love to organize a pickleball tournament on a river cruise in Europe. What should we do? And she said, oh, wow, here's my card. Now I emailed her and I didn't hear anything back for 8 months. And then all of a sudden, an email came through and she said, oh my gosh, your email was in my junk. Yes, let's talk. So you have to put yourself out there. The best impact comes from in person. Yes, you can send an email. Yes, you can make a phone call, but leave the house. Okay. Now let's have a quick look at referral base and we're going to wrap it up here. Client referral programs. This here is something that I would be very intentional about if you are already getting referrals. Yesterday, we talked on this. This is an AI function that I would add to a new website if I was building one out, which is making sure that you, when your existing clients log into the part of your website, that there is a spot on there that they can refer people with a link. If you don't have the ability to do that on your website, create a page on your website, for example, that you can, or a link or a promo code or whatever it is. Do a referral program where anyone who gets referred, so if I have 10 moms at the school gates that I refer to Melissa, our travel advisor, to them, that Melissa, who charges, I think she charges $350 for her planning fee when we book with her, I might get $50 off for every person that I refer to her. So if I referred 10 moms to her and they all booked with her in a year, I could stack up $500 of planning fees. Now, you might be thinking, well, I don't want to give away my planning fees. I work hard for that. But I'm pretty sure Melissa would give me $500 worth of free planning fees, so 1.5 trips, if she got 10 new clients from me. But if you don't have a system in place, then you're never going to be able to make that easy for them. We have an affiliate program for Tame and for Pin Studio. And not only do we have an affiliate program, I don't know if you can see, hold on. I wanted to pop, I don't think it's, oh, here, let me show you this on my screen. One of the things that we did in here is we gave people copy. Look right here at the bottom. We gave people the copy that they needed, the words that they needed, whether they wanted to sign up as an affiliate or just wanted to share it with us. And we built this here. Hey, have you heard about Tame? It's built specifically for travel advisors and agents and handles everything from commission tracking to marketing strategy to AI-powered content. I signed up and thought of you. It's been a game changer for staying on top of my business goals. Check it out at. And this is someone who's not even signed up for our program could click on that and then send that in a text. We also wrote a long format one here. When you give people the words to talk about you, then it makes it so much easier. Now, if someone does sign up for our affiliate program, there's a quick little form just here and click on submit. Then we actually build them out a link with their name on it. So it might be mytame.com/David L. If David is part of Facebook groups with lots of travel advisors, well, then he can literally earn cash. And so there are lots of ways that you can build out your referral program, but make it a formal program. Make it something that you can measure, right? Because that's always going to bring you more results than just hoping and waiting on it. Give people the DM text. This first text that I gave you is perfect for a DM or a text. The longer one that I showed you is perfect for an email. Okay. So it's really important that let me go back to the marketing funnel. It's really important that you have a formal program when it comes to building out your referral based program. So the strategic partnership one is the one that I talked about, like with Host Agency Review, that I did, like getting in front of like a pickleball company or a cycling company or a cycling shop that has a bunch of members or that they meet. Up here, there's a group, they cycle together. There's like 80 people that cycle every single time. Imagine sending them with all of their bikes out to Europe to do a particular trip. You might put them on a cruise even. It could be an ocean cruise where they all get to take their bikes. You'd add all of your tasks. And like I said, if you don't have time, you still do this. You say to chat, I want to put in place a client referral program. I don't have a lot of technical ability on my website to build out an affiliate program. What are some low cost or free options for me to build out a formal referral based program? Okay. So for those of you who are on TAME, I'll just show you real quick. You can then see your marketing plan in here. We've added 5 tactics, which gave us 56 tasks. Only one is complete right now. Estimated time to implement all of them, and it just popped everything in here. But then you can click on your next best action over here in the menu. Say, for example, you're going to spend an hour and a half working on your marketing today. You click on Start My Session, and it will bring you up an hour and a half worth of tasks in here that you can do. The first task that comes up is because you selected Pinterest. You would then go in, click on Get AI step-by-step tutorial. You just copy this and paste it into Perplexity, Claude, or Chat, and it will tell you the click-by-click, step-by-step how to do it. Okay. When you're done, you'll click on Mark Complete. Maybe that took you longer. Maybe you went and grabbed a snack and then all of a sudden you've got to go do something else. You've got a client call. You can just come right out of this. The next time that you go in, the tasks that you haven't done will show up again, and you basically just work straight through them. Go back to your marketing plan at any time and it will tell you now you've got 2 tasks completed, but 56 more to go. So that's a really helpful thing that you've got in there. If you get stuck, there is, of course, the travel coach that you can go in and say, hey, I'm really having a hard time with XYZ, or I want to pick your brain about something. That's really helpful. And then, of course, you can use the Content Studio. It will build you out 26 weeks of content based on, get this, what you told it in the beginning were your preferred suppliers, your product mix, what you want to sell. You'll notice here that I only put in Ama Waterways. So guess what? 100% of the content is about river cruising on the rivers that I mentioned, and it basically builds it out for each week. You can confirm it, and then you can literally go in, click on blog posts, and it will write your blog posts for you based on everything that you've told it, including all the business information about your brand, words you want to use, first person plural, first person singular, content goals, all that kind of thing. So if you want to sign up for TAME, you can go do that. If you don't need it and you can do everything by chat, do that. You absolutely can. You do not need to have TAME to do it. TAME's just an easy tool to bring it all together. So what I want to know is what questions you have for me about anything that we talked about today. I want to answer any of your questions. And I would also like to know, if you don't have questions, what one tactic did we talk about today that you think to yourself, you know what? I can push myself. I'm guessing that most of the tactics we talked about that you haven't tried are not comfortable for you. And I'm guessing that some of you, like myself at many times during my business, have had zero budget for marketing and have had to go out and do free things. So I want to ask you now, what is the one tactic that you have seen today that you think to yourself, I need to do this and I need to give it a good shot, right? So for me, I would say networking events is one area that Anthony and I, for Los Angeles Marketing and Media, our sister marketing company, that is one area. I'm going to give 2 things actually that I'm going to do while I'm waiting on yours. One is going to be networking events. I think that Anthony and I need to sit down. We do it very well for travel marketing and media, that so many people in the industry, I wouldn't say everybody, but we're well known. Los Angeles Marketing and Media, we're not so well known. And we talked about it briefly last night. We're probably going to do a post on our Facebook in front of our friends saying, hey, you guys might not know this, but we actually own 2 marketing agencies and have for a while. If you or anyone you know, or a community group, or could be anything from a church to a cannabis store, we live in California. If you need a website, if you need marketing help or marketing advice or consulting, if you want someone to take the marketing off your hands, please reach out to us. This is our website. We've never done that before. We've never put up that post on our personal Facebook. I think the other thing that we can do is that we can go to more networking events. Anthony can go, I can go, take the business cards. We have two different kinds of business cards. We'll take the business cards. One's got phone number, one has just email on there. I always meet people that I'm like, oh, I don't want to give them my phone number. So I pull out the blue card and just give my email. Don't be offended because I never give the blue one to travel advisors. I always give all my contact information. But yeah, that's something that we can do. It's something that we always think that we're too busy to do and we don't have time. But if we want to grow our marketing agency, then we need to get out there. And there are things in our community, like even in our neighborhood, we have a community center where entrepreneurs meet on the second and third Tuesday of every month. They work in this like clubhouse. It's as simple as going down there and giving our card to people. That's how we met the advertising agency. We met her at a co-work. She was working there for the day and so were we. So go on in and let me know, what is the one tactic that you feel like this is the one that I need to work on? This is the one that I need to invest a little more time on. Okay, what type of events are these? The networking events, I think might be the question that David is asking. I'm not sure. The networking events, these are types of events. These are things like, oh, is that what you're asking? Or the host agency review events? I'm not sure. Just clarify for me which one. Okay. 10 websites getting an error pop up. Rick, we will shoot you an email. We've got you on the registration. Flora, can you, or Rick, you can shoot us an email as well. hello@travelmarketingandmedia.com. I'll go ahead and pop the email in. If you're having a hard time getting into something, let us know. We can make that go away. We can fix it. David said yes, but I don't know which bit you said yes to, David. Oh, this one here. Okay. Jody says, I have two immediates. She's going to add GEO prompts to Claude and revise some of her most recent blogs. Yes. One of the GEO elements that we've added to our blogs, and we need to go back and do the rest of the original ones, is the FAQ at the bottom. I had no idea how important it was to have an FAQ to show up in search results. And it makes sense because that's why our destination guides have started showing up in chat. And her second one is, this is the easy one, attend networking events. And then she's got, emoji. I don't know what that one's called. But I feel exactly the same as you, Jody. I absolutely feel exactly the same as you. But when you get back from them, like I go to these events, I almost cry before I leave for them because I hate them. And then I have to change my language around them. That would probably help. Keep saying I hate them. I'll forever hate them, right? But then when I come back, Anthony has to listen ad nauseum to at least an hour of me talking about how amazing it was and how nice it was, like how many people I met and who I've got to follow up with. And then he has to listen to me talk about, oh, I had my follow-up call with such and such, and it always works really well. So that's a beautiful picture, Jody. I think those are two really, really, really good strategies. Jody said, I saw the FAQ suggestion for blog posts that is going to put my articles into 5 to 6 minute reads. Is that okay? 100%. If somebody is reading a blog of yours and they're reading and reading and reading, it's because they're really into it. If they clicked on it, they have the desire to want to read it. Here's my tip for you. If you have long blog posts, there is one thing that you can do that changes everything. Formatting. Jody put lots of space. Go over and have a look at our blogs on losangelesmarketingandmedia.com. Go and have a look at those blogs because those have been formatted very specifically. And also, I would say probably pinstudio.io. We did a very different blog layout on those websites, like wow. And they have really long blogs. Some of our blogs are like 1,200 words, 1,600 words. That's okay. The headings are different colors, loads of white space. I put white space between almost every sentence because I figure some people are reading on a mobile device and some are reading on their computer. You can have very long blogs. You can have very detailed blogs and your readers love them if they're easy to read. Okay. So anyone else want to share what it is that they're going to do? If not, that's okay. Before I let you go, I do want to share with you real fast. Oh, did I take this off my screen? In 30 seconds or less, it will take me to share this with you. Oh, here we go. There it is just there. So last minute questions, last minute things that you want to share with me, that we are running a spring promo for website builds. This is like AI generated, human designed. You actually get me as your designer. We don't outsource anything. I will write all of your copy, pick all of your images. I will purchase all of your images or get them from the tourism boards or the suppliers or from Shutterstock. I'll pay for them. We will put all the AI powered genius tricks and hacks in behind your website. And then actually we we manage your website every single month and work on it for 2 hours every single month. And we're running a spring promo right now. We've got a bunch of payment plans. We have also reduced the cost of our web services by 62%. 62%. Why? Because I can actually build them out in 3 days. It used to take me 4 to 6 weeks. So if you want me to take care of your website, I can also manage your email marketing as well. It's way more affordable than you think. It's a couple $100 for me to add, $200 for me to add email marketing. Every month, we will write all of your blogs, email them out to everybody. If you've got a special promo, you can let us know. We'll send that out by email. It's really taking the website off of your hands and building it out. Destination guides every month, AI features, chatbots, embedded itinerary comparison to tool, destination comparison tools, all the 15 things we talked about yesterday. So I will leave that up there for you. Email us or jump onto the website and let us know. I want to finish out with David saying, strangers are scary, hard to approach via any means, especially in person. Absolutely. But let me tell you, almost everyone who goes to these in-person events, the meetups, the entrepreneur networking events, the Chamber of Commerce events, they all feel exactly the same. When I went to this event last Sunday, it's for a bunch of women in our community, 30 women, I think were there, 20 maybe. There was a bunch of other women sitting in their cars as well when I got there. And I can't help but think that they all felt the same. And then once everybody was doing intros, they did a round circle intro. And I was one of the last to go. And I said, actually, I was really nervous to come here today. And I sat in my car for 15 minutes. Everybody went, me too, me too, me too. Wow. You know, so there we go. I wish you an amazing rest of day. We're going to summarize all of these strategies, and we're going to email them to you. So even if you don't have time, I want to send all of these to you. Watch out in your inbox, and we'll get those out to you later on today. Join us tomorrow. We're talking about Pinterest tomorrow. And then also, I think we have a town hall as well where you can ask any questions about anything. And then on Saturday, if you missed it, we're doing our 15 features, that AI powered features that we would add next time you're building out a website, or if you have a developer that can add them to your website now, that's going to be a really good session. All right, everybody, big hugs to all of you. Bye for now. We'll see you later.